Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Wrong button. Welcome, everybody. Day number 91, probably the fullest night that we've had yet. No joke. And that goes all the way back to day one. On day one, February the 24th of phase two of the war that began in 2014, that's been dreamed about for decades. We've been here every night. Got a little sore throat last night and today, so I've got the Earl Grey rolling. I want to give a big shout out to Morel. Check that mug out, folks. You need a mug like that. And get you guys a mug. We can all have matching mugs. What's up, Jeremy Teeple? Welcome to you. Welcome to everybody. Don Gentilini, as always, thank you for your kind words. Guys, you're going to see some stuff tonight. I'm telling you. I got Zhenya with me as well. We just finished. Right down to the wire with him. But everything is good. He's probably watching. Roe Gammon, God bless you there. Janet Smith, Nate Fody. You the man, buddy. God bless you. Ted Link, God bless you. I see Texas up in the house as well. Eric Wood checking in from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Bob Piccarilli, God bless you. Angie Kuhn, much appreciated. Thank you. Gani King. You know what, folks? I told Gani King last night to send a picture. You know, our Philippine connection on this program, because it's morning for them on the 26th of May. This is the 25th. We're day 91 here, still in the United States. But Gani King, my dear friend, well, that was the wrong one. Where are you at, Gani? There you are. I've got Gani here. Let me pop that down. This is the legendary Pastor Gani and Tess King, Manila, Philippines. So if you guys want a picture to the Philippine connection, there he is. I think I'm taller than you, Gani, but I'm not sure, so we'll see. But anyway, welcome and thank you for sending that picture. I told you, you send me a picture, Gani, I'll put it up. Julia Augustine, God bless you. Folks, let's get right to it. I've got Zhenya with me tonight for a little while. We've got a full hour. But we're going to keep it clicking. You guys are going to be blown away today. Today, extremely difficult day. And even Kyiv is talking about it. The world's talking about it. And I'm going to give you the updates. Some of this stuff's going to blow you away. Wilson's Custom Gun Polishing. Thank you for being here. Yes, Pastor, you're taller than me. Whoa, wait a second. Gani, maybe just that much. Let's just say if it was this way. If we were on a basketball team, you'd be the point guard, and I'd be the shooting guard. There we go. All right, folks, time for Zhenya. Here he is. Let's go. Hey there, bud. Welcome back to Ukraine.
Hey.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. So the van's all there. Everything's wonderful. Beautiful.
Yes. Everything is good. Yeah.
Good. We've got.
It was a long way.
Yeah.
We started yesterday in the morning in Lublin, not Lublin, in Gliwice.
Warszawa?
In Gliwice. We started at 7, and today we arrived. I mean, we could cross Ukrainian border in about 6:30. We were entering, and then we were taking medicine in 12 a.m. and then in evening, I mean, about maybe 4 p.m.
Right.
We got to Khmelnytsky, and then we were unloading,
Mm-hmm.
Unloading, and now home resting.
Finally, some sleep, and
Yes.
The van is downstairs, and we do not have to think about that anymore.
Yes.
Good. Tonight, and I won't hold you. I'm tired. I'm tired. You're tired. And we're just a few minutes before going live tonight. But tonight, I'm actually covering quite a few interesting things, man. The title of the program tonight is actually "This is a World War Already." It's already a world war, and my theory tonight is it's not a world war right now with bombs and missiles, although they're falling like crazy in Ukraine right now. I'm going to talk about it tonight. Some devastating attacks in Kryvyi Rog, Zaporozhye. The battles in the east are horrific. Erestovich came out today. I have his quotes. And he's a really good diplomat. He's kind of a comedian, and he knows how to share information in the Ukrainian way, lighthearted way. He makes jokes, he does different things, but today he was interviewed and there was no joking around. It's very, very serious in the East right now. Very.
Yeah.
Like we're going to win the war, but we might be in trouble right now. And Germany, we can't blame it all on Germany, but good grief. So we'll see. But the reason I'm saying this is a world war already, food. That's my issue. The humanitarian, the world doesn't. Go ahead.
Up to 2 months, and the world will start to see and feel it.
Yeah, the number today given was 10 weeks, between 8 and 10 weeks. And of course, Russia's saying, well, we'll unblock the ports if, Ukraine will leave. I mean, it's ludicrous. We're not leaving. It's just
it's the world doesn't like to call it this is the way terrorists okay, you want food? Okay. It's possible. Okay, it's like, I will be killing, I will be raping, I will be stealing from you. And if you want to stop, okay, you have to be agree with that. From this moment, the part of your home, house, family is not yours anymore, and now
Correct.
we will be friends.
I tried to explain that last night. Mariupol, and now they're basically, literally, and I'm going to share it tonight. But not only Mariupol, but like Kherson, southern Zaporozhye region, of course, LNR and DNR, Donetsk and Lugansk. They're basically giving these people Russian passports now. I mean, all you literally have to do is put your name and address down, and you have a passport. And
yes,
we're going to do it. It's and it's happening right in front of our eyes. I think a better way to say it is over the food issue. People do not see it yet, but they're going to. And I think the better way to say it is Vladimir Putin's trying to hold the world hostage. That's what it is. He's trying to hold the world hostage over food. Today, Lavrov came out, and I'll show the video clip. He said, we need Africa to help communicate to the rest of the world, to set the food free. And it's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. Craziness, madness. But that's where we're at, and we're entering into a very, very difficult phase. So on one hand, glad you're back in Khmelnytsky. But I think this thing's getting ready to crank up. It already is cranked up. People are just not really seeing it yet. And the other thing is, you and I have talked about many times over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Why did they do all of that bombing in Chernihiv and Bucha and Irpin and Sumy and then just leave? Well, they're back. They have amassed soldiers and missile launchers and armaments all back in the north again. They're shelling continually, and lots of people are thinking they're going to invade again from the north. It's a very interesting time.
The part of strategy, it was to demonstrate that what kind of consequences in reality some countries can have, some cities have, and the people. And
it's a very good observation.
Yeah, that's okay. They demonstrate that they then can destroy the big city and continue getting 1 million or billion
rubles a day
US
for
dollars
oil.
For oil. The world will do nothing. The biggest countries, nothing. Like, I mean, who is independence, let's say, of Russia.
I was talking last night as well, and you watched the program last night while you were driving, because when it was over, you know, you messaged me. But, you know, we must pay attention also to the Turkey deal in northern Syria. This is all connected when it comes down to it. And, you know, America stands against that. Turkey says we're going in anyway. And I'm not even talking about it tonight, but today, Turkey rolled their military in towards, what's the city? Northern Turkey. Aleppo? Let me see here. But they went ahead and documented it. Aleppo. Let's see here. Yeah, Aleppo. Just wanted to make sure. They've already crossed the border with their military and their trucks and their equipment. And, you know, that's in territory that they control already, but they have already pushed across the border of Syria. You know, and then you see Taiwan, China, Japan. You see Biden saying, well, we'll go do this. These nations are going to continue to do this as long as Russia is allowed to do what it's doing. That's just where it's at. And that's why I'm saying tonight, the world's already at war. It may not be in every country with missiles and bombs flying and, you know, troops coming from some country officially to fight there for NATO or on Ukrainian soil or in Turkey or in China. But there is a world war happening. It's economic and it's also military. So I don't know, bud, but we're going to be here. This is day number 91 that we've been together each night, sharing the truth, and we're not going to stop. So tonight I'm going to get into some good things. Just wanted to welcome you back home, and I'm glad you're home safe. I know everyone else is as well. So thank you for all you're doing. We'll continue to give and serve and do everything we can do. Get a little bit of rest. Maybe tomorrow we'll connect either live or right before the program and kind of lay out what we're going to be doing next.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll send you video and pictures from today. Coming back to the topic, it's all, I would say it's important to think about the price. Sometimes in the life, in our life, in the family's life, in person's life, there's a moment and we're getting in situations as Christians, for example, when there is no way out without paying price. the question is, uh, for what you're ready to pay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're gonna pay anyway. It you, and in some situation it can be, the payment can be, yes, like maybe financial situation not easy, and so on. In some situation it will be um, compromise, and then you're like, right now the countries in that situation, a lot of countries,
Mm-hmm.
or country will stop and will pay a high price for stopping supporting finances Russia by buying their fuel, like oil, gas, and it surely will cost to
That
some,
nation, yes,
yes, that
but
nation.
but the price must be worth
Or
it.
that nation will be paying price a little bit later, and even now, as a nation, the supporter of terrorism or terrorists.
Correct.
And doesn't matter the way people support. Not It's not necessary to wear, the shorts, or t-shirts and the sign of V or Z. It's not about that. It's not about placing their flags. Bible says it's about, sometimes it's about doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just be silent.
Complacent, silent.
Hmm.
But this, you bring it right back. You don't have to wear a T-shirt or wave a flag to support something. If you're putting money in their pocket, you're supporting it. And you may say, well, this is what we have to do now. You're going to pay for it later. That's the fact. And the other thing that I would add to that is this, with the topic being the world is at war already, we have to remember that the ultimate war is between good and evil, dark and light, darkness and light. And even yesterday here in America, we had a terrible tragedy in Texas with the school shooting. Over 20 lost their lives, just little children, and a couple of teachers, the shooter's grandmother, some of the guys that were able to secure him, take him out, were wounded. But I stay away from American politics in this. But once again, the gun did not have legs and walk into the building and shoot the children. There was a human with an evil spirit, evil condition, full of darkness. That's what did the killing. The gun does not fire itself. So you know where I stand on guns. I have lots of them. But it's just the way it is, whether it's guns, abortion, oil in Russia, starvation. This world is at war. And of course, ultimately, we know that the answer is not even Ukraine winning that war, or, the right rulings from some governmental power in some nation that has a problem, whether it be the United States or anywhere else. The answer is found in Scripture. And the truth is, there's an old song in America that said, "Mama said there would be days like this." You ever heard of that one?
No.
It kind of goes like this. Mama said there'd be days like this. There'd be days like this. Mama said. We can change that to Jesus said there'd be days like this. There'd be days like this, Jesus said. Scripture is full of prophetic writings about how evil the days would become in the end. And if we're not there, I don't want to see the end if we're not there. So we have to remember, yes, we have a natural war and we have a spiritual war. And I'm telling you, the world's at war. But we know who wins.
Yes.
Ultimately.
Yes, so we will fight the way we can.
We will.
It's a challenging insight during the prayer time, challenging God.
Mhm.
How can I help? I mean, what can I do now in that situation? Because it's like it's same as in the family. If you want, doesn't matter what kind of speech or the discussion you have about
Mhm.
the family, what is wrong or what is right. Where is your priority? Check your finances flow, time flow, how you spend it, the time, money, so on.
Mhm.
And then if you spend for I don't know, if you spend for computer games only, most of the budget, okay.
Don't don't mess with my games.
Your games.
Don't be talking about games. I play games.
Okay, okay. Then I will finish.
But I understand you. Yeah, you're right.
But
You know,
you
um,
can do, you can do anything, tell anything, discuss anything, but when you check it,
yes.
where you, how you spend your time, for example, then don't start telling me that your priority in other area. No. And for any country, it's like that.
Well, are you ready for this one?
And,
And this will be a good place for us to close out your portion
mhm,
tonight, let you get some rest. I know you're exhausted. Matthew chapter
okay.
6 says, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." I think
Hmm.
that's what we're trying to say. So whether it
Yeah.
is a nation buying Russian oil and just say, "Oh, well, that's what it is." No, where your treasure is where your heart is. And as far as this program, getting the truth out, raising money, supporting you and the ministry there, and all the things that we're doing for refugees, humanitarian, medicine, military, food, shelter, everything, we're putting our treasure there where our heart is. So we're with you, buddy.
For me, it's like, yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like you can condemn person who is raping teenage girl,
Mm-hmm.
but if you telling the speeches how you hate the picture you see, how you hate that person, and with that you bringing him a glass of water and a checking sometimes. Okay, don't forget, I'm okay. I'm okay. I brought you some water, and in case you need, I can bring you chocolate as well. But I hate.
Let me ask you this last question.
Hmm.
How much better was it driving this van than the other one?
You kidding?
Was it nice?
Okay. 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 Telling truth.
Yeah.
It was how it was driving that van. It was like that. I'm driving this van and think about the other one to get to Ukraine.
Man, we'll worry about that other one later.
I mean, and I said, "Oh God, I don't know. Let it run until Hmelnitsky, please." It was like that. The other band didn't release me. Let's yes, this because yes,
I understand.
and, yeah,
But the
yeah,
new one's fantastic.
yeah. You don't think yes, I just drive it and think about the other stuff,
It's
and
a
I
good
don't
feeling.
think what kind of smell is it, a cooling liquid or
Where's my
probably oil
clutch?
smell
What just fell off?
or
No.
maybe clutch or brake pads. Oh, okay.
Well, we're happy, brother. All right, we'll get you some rest, and we'll holler at you tomorrow. Love you. There it is. So there he is, folks, and that's the update for tonight, directly from Jania. Now, want to jump right in and roll because here we have it. It is loaded, and very thankful for all of his updates. That guy has he's got some unique insight. You know, the two main guests that I have, which is Zhenya and then also Rostislav, as you can tell, you're here with me most nights. They're not dummies. They know the score. So I have a question for you tonight, and this is where I want to start. And the question is how? You know, many people are saying, how on earth can we be at the place that we're at? There's some photos for you tonight with the how. You see Volyn up there in the upper left. I do have a little update on the soldiers from Azovstal. Then you have Biden, you have Zelensky, you have Duda, you have Putin, you have Xi, you have Lavrov, you have Boris Johnson. Isn't it amazing that just 3 months ago, probably some of those pictures and names you did not know? I guarantee you, most of you did not know who Zelensky was. Definitely did not know who Volyn was. Lavrov, nah. Putin, yeah. Xi, Johnson, Duda, no. But you know them now. And the world has changed. So the question is, how can this happen in such a modern world? Everything is so modern. We have communication, we have technology. But I was doing some thinking about that today when preparing the program. And this would be the same statement that happened in 1939. I just go back, look at some history from the 30s. Everyone would have said the same thing. How can this happen? This is a modern world. We have cars, we have airplanes, we have telephones, we have communication, we have television, we have movies, we have Hollywood. You see, history may not always repeat, but Mark Twain says it rhymes. And how can it be happening today? The same way it happened 80 years ago. We keep saying, in this modern world, how's it possible? Same way it was possible in 1939 when Adolf Hitler began his journey of madness. Zhenya and I were talking about the 10-week global supply. That is not just Ukrainian information, but that is global information. With reserves that are around the world, we're looking at about a 10-week supply left, if not 8 to 10 weeks of wheat reserves. Russia came out and they said, we will provide global grain if Ukraine will demine and evacuate the ports. You see Humpty Dumpty there on the right. That's not Erdogan tonight. That's just another egg. But you see the string around him. That is called Russia holding the world hostage over food. And it's truly happening right in front of us. In fact, Dmitry Kuleba said Russia now blackmails the world. See, 3 months ago, you would not have known who Dmitry Kuleba is, the foreign minister of Ukraine. He says Russia now blackmails the world by demanding to lift sanctions in exchange for them unblocking Ukraine's food exports. Any foreign politician or official who may think of accepting this game should first visit the graves of killed Ukrainian children and talk to their parents. In fact, here's Lavrov today, what Zhenya and I were talking about, and Dmitry Kuleba.
Одновременно призываем наших друзей, Африканский союз, потребовать, настойчиво потребовать от Запада отмены незаконных односторонних санкций, подрывающих необходимую для мировой торговли транспортно-логистическую инфраструктуру, что создает риски прежде всего для уязвимых слоев населения. Голос Африки должен быть услышан.
Folks, that's why we're here each night. I tell you the truth each night. Lavrov is saying that it is the sanctions, because of the sanctions, that is why the global food is messed up. And Africa needs their voice to be heard. Sir, the reason the food is messed up is because you and your nation of rogue villains have the ports blocked. You're holding the world hostage, sir. Russia's default, this came out late last night, early this morning. Everybody kept saying, you know, Russia is going to default on their debt in April. Didn't happen. Russia's going to default in May. Didn't happen. Been telling you from day one, sanctions will never work. Not only will they not default in May, they have already prepaid June. The earliest they could have default on their debt is July. It's not going to happen. I'm just telling you, it's not going to happen. They've been preparing for this for decades. They knew they would be sanctioned. Along Ukraine's northern border with Russia, fears of a new invasion. Tanks and troops are amassing in the north. Zhenya and I were talking about that, folks. It is crazy how much stuff is rolling in, not only on the Belarusian border, but once again also on the border with Russia. In fact, I'll show it to you right here, and I'll give you a couple of other graphics in just a second. But, folks, this circle right here, I'll make it a little thicker for you. Over in the corner, there's Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus. That corner is loaded. Not only that, all along the Belarusian border. And then, folks, I'll change the color for you just so you'll know it. Starting at the Russian border in the orange all the way north of Chernigiv, north of Sumy, and north of Kharkiv. They are loaded for bear. It's kind of like it was in the East, and this would have been prior to the invasion over in the East, when the world kept seeing and watching, hey, there's 75,000 Russian troops there. 2 weeks later, there's 100,000, 125, 150. The next thing you know, we all woke up, or during our day on February the 24th, the invasion began, and we were like, what is going on? They're sending missiles to Kyiv. They're doing the same thing in the north. And Zhenya's point earlier was very important. It's like they made a show early on to show what they can do. I know we don't want to hear it, but we come here for the truth. Up in that north left corner, not only have troops amassed there, but Belarusia is, or Belarus, whatever you prefer, is doing war games. And I'm talking everything. Air, moving their heavy equipment, crossing rivers, building bridges. They're doing everything that looks like it is a precursor to an invasion. For sure, if things crack down there in the north, Belarus will be participating with Russia. During the day today, 4 major cities were demolished with cruise missiles. Major infrastructure sites were hit. Residential areas were hit by cruise missiles. Typically, about 4 missiles were sent to each location. 1 was shot down by air defense, but the other 3 were able to make it through and strike their targets. Those cities are Kryvyi Rog, Zaporozhye, Donetsk, and Kramatorsk. Those began flying at 7 a.m. this morning, and that would have been about midnight here, and I was watching all my stuff, and it just started lighting up with the hits, because this was not shelling. These were major strikes, and they hit the targets in Kryvyi Rog, Zaporozhye, Donetsk, and Kramatorsk. Looking closer into that eastern section where we've been watching, there is a very strategic highway there called the Bakhmut-Lysychansk Highway. That is one of 2 exit arteries to get out of Severodonetsk, which is basically lost. I mean, it's not red yet, but it will be unless something happens. And we're very close to getting a pinch on a substantial amount of Ukrainian troops that are trapped in that right area. And no, you can't really use the word trapped yet, but now with this Bakhmut-Lysychansk road being controlled by the Russian military, I expect that red shading to be pushing up a little bit more. And I told you last night, you're looking at about 8.5 miles across there. So it is pretty tight. As soon as Belarus invades, does that open the door for NATO? No. Medic Trevor's right on that. They would have to hit NATO property, which would be Poland. But we'll see. Now, zooming in, here's a little bit of a zoom in for you. You can see Severodonetsk there. Look to the right, and some of the most intense fighting today was in the green circles, and Lyman up in the left. Of course, you know, it was just a couple of days ago I showed you that Popasna down in the middle under the green circle with the red around it was taken. And now you can see how much more we've pushed. And now to the right, the village of Zoloti, which actually means golden, and then pushing up toward Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. It's getting pretty tight. Here I have actually a quote from Arestovich. This is, I'll show you his picture in just a second, but let me read this to you. Today, he was very serious. And typically, as I was speaking with Zhenya, he's pretty humorous guy. But today he was serious. He said the Russian army has a tactical success, which threatens to develop into an operational success. Folks, this is presidential office guy, spokesman, official. He said, according to him, the delay in the transfer of equipment from Germany, he called them out, is indirectly to blame for what is happening at the front. You see, what the United States said we would get there, we did pretty decent. But Germany, they've delivered nothing on the heavy weapon front that they promised. We're not talking about little ammunition here or maybe some medical supplies or some light weapons. We're talking about the heavies. Germany was a major player in getting heavies to Ukraine. 0 heavies are there. Whether that's some type of launchers, some type of tanks, 0. They haven't arrived. They're not going to arrive until July. According to him, the delay in the transfer of equipment from Germany is indirectly to blame for what is happening at the front. If heavy weapons had come from them, the situation would have turned radically in the other direction. He says we have many questions for our other Western allies as well. This is Arestovich on the right. You've probably seen his picture, and this was on his interview today. How many Ukrainian troops would be trapped? There's 25,000 troops in that circle. 25,000. Now that is Severodonetsk. That's Lysychansk. I'll go back to that in that whole area there. So it's Lysychansk. It's Severodonetsk. There's 25,000 Ukrainian troops. Just let that image sink in for a second there, folks. Okay, that's all a front. All on the north, the top, the north, and then to the east. Look at all the lines of advancement. Ukraine is attempting to repel all of those lines. They have a good chunk. Yeah, this could still backfire. And I think that's what Ukraine is playing for it, because they have amassed a pretty good chunk in Kramatorsk, which would be able to pinch back. But we'll see. It's pretty serious right now. Arestovich, the guy on the right, he says, we have lost to the Russian army in terms of pace. And one of the reasons I use these quotes tonight with Arestovich, and that's the guy on the right, is because when I say he's humorous, not only is he humorous, but Arestovich, the spokesman, has been the most positive. It's not a glass half full, empty, it's half full. That's Arestovich. There is no negativity. He is a rah-rah, pump it up politician. But today he was very direct. He says, we've lost to the Russian army in terms of pace. They accumulated reserves earlier than we did. We are lagging behind, which makes the situation at the front extremely difficult. Because of this, the return of the Russian army to the north of our country, where I just showed you on the map, and increased pressure along the Kherson-Zaporozhye, which is the south line, is possible. It's a tight situation, folks. I will always tell you the truth, even if it's news I don't want to hear. And I don't want to hear this, but in the East, it's really, really a tight situation. Of course, each night, every 23 hours, we'll have the next update. But we've been watching these maps. We've been analyzing every day for 91 days. And we have entered the most difficult time of the war yet. It's a challenge. Severodonetsk, picture out of Severodonetsk today. And if I take you back an image here, Severodonetsk is the little town, well, not little, it's a large town up on the far right that is getting ready to be taken. Unless something happens, it's already destroyed, but it's going to be occupied. And here today, I just have a question. Here's a young girl just walking around. I was sent this picture today out of Severodonetsk. You know, it's just people are lost there. It's chaos. And you may say, well, why is that little girl walking around? Because they never left. Whatever her family is, that's not a Russian girl. That's a Ukrainian girl, of course, walking around. They did not leave. They were warned a month ago to get out because we will not be able to guarantee your security. And now we have children walking around in this city that is being leveled to the ground. The Ukrainian soldiers captured at Azovstal are in satisfactory condition. Today, the commander, you know his face on the left, was allowed to make a quick call to his wife. He gave an update. She sent the update on. This is accurate. They are all facing trial, but the Red Cross and the UN are there, and they are being given food and water. He does look a little gaunt. He looks a little thinner there. But, you know, it wasn't a video call. It was a phone call. We do not know if there was pressure around him, if there was a gun pointed at him. We don't know anything. What we do know is that is what he said. He says, we are being treated, there was a word, satisfactory. We're being treated satisfactorily, and we do have food, water, but unless it changes, we're going on trial. And folks, you know how that'll end. Mariupol death toll officially came out today. This is known deaths. And the leaders that made this official announcement said there's no way to know the real numbers, but we have verified 22,000 residents of Mariupol have been killed. Salt factory. And you say, well, okay, what's the big deal about this? Let me tell you what the big deal about this is. Ukraine only has one salt factory. They have other little teeny ones, but the major salt factory in the east that provides 95% of the salt for Ukraine and is a huge export business. I showed you this on the Treasure of the Sea of Azov a couple of nights ago, was destroyed. 95% of the supply is now gone, and the price of salt went up 5 times in 24 hours. Not 5 times raised the price, 5x. And it's bonkers. It's bonkersville. Document right here. This is directly from Vladimir Putin's desk. So teach you a little bit of Russian tonight. If you look over in the bottom right, you see a B, and then you see a period, and then you see like a door, a Y, a T, a backwards N, and an H. You can say, okay. So the B is a V, the door is a P, the Y is a U, the T is a T, the backwards N is a E, and the H is an N. That is from the desk of Vladimir Putin. That's how it's spelled in the Russian language. You can look down at the bottom. What's the date on it? 25 M-A-Ya, 25th Maya, 2022 Goda year. This is today. It has the official seal on it. And what does it say? It says exactly what Zhenya and I were talking about. President Vladimir Putin signed a decree today that allowed the residents of Lugansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, Kherson, that includes the cities of Mariupol, all of those regions that are under control, to obtain Russian passports basically by signing their name and putting an address down. That is a presidential decree given today. I want to hear Greg explained hieroglyphs next. The little birdie is a Y. I don't know hieroglyphs. Na я знаю русский язык. I know the Russian language. Folks, I'm going to let this one speak for itself. You can see the little children here. I've got a school desk there for you. You see the flags. These are 4 and 5-year-old little children. You see the Z's. You see the little kid holding the sign there in the front. It says Faik не бросаем. Means we leave no soldiers behind. That's what it means. Today came out that a teacher in Russia lost her job and was blackballed because of her trying to at least share the truth. Check this out.
Оштрафовал, а школа уволила учителя английского языка с 30-летним стажем Марину Дуброву. Все за якобы дискредитацию действий российских войск. В местных СМИ так и написали: педагог учила школьников ненавидеть армию России. В один из дней Дуброва решила в конце урока показать ученикам клип «Мир без войны». Там дети поют песню о мире на русском и украинском языках.
Я просто им сказала: посмотрите сердцем. Вот просто посмотрите сердцем. Ну вот, и все, я показала. Дети смотрели, уходили. Я смотрела на их лица, я понимала, что они нормально, по-человечески все это воспринимают.
После просмотра клипа ученицы 8 класса сами решили поговорить с учительницей.
И они мне говорят: вы что, за Украину? Они почему-то мне такой вопрос задали. Я говорю: нет, девочки, я против войны. Естественно, у нас состоялся разговор, который они записали, и вот, а дальше вы все знаете.
Уже в суде Марина Дуброва так объясняла, что произошло во время разговора с учениками.
Я просто детям предлагала ответить на вопросы. Ответьте на вопрос: украинские войска на российской территории или российские войска на украинской территории? Вы понимаете, вот я как человек, я не понимаю этого. Вы понимаете, я не понимаю, как я должна. Мне должны показать на черное и сказать: это теперь белое. Я должна теперь говорить, что это белое детям.
Как запись с урока попала в полицию, сделали это ученики, их родители или кто-то еще, учительница не знает.
Мне предложили уволиться по собственному желанию. Но я отказалась увольняться по собственному желанию, поэтому меня уволили по статье за аморальное поведение. Вот. То есть мы понимаем, что это волчий билет, который, даже если бы я сейчас, например, захотела устроиться в образование, мне бы просто, у меня бы не получилось этого сделать. Поэтому, такое наказание было намерено, чтобы, лишить меня моей профессии.
В российских школах на фоне вторжения в Украину появилось или заявлено появление ряда новшеств. Уроки и классные часы, посвященные так называемой спецоперации, историческое образование с 1 класса. В некоторых школах уже сейчас занятия начинаются с поднятия флага под музыку гимна.
Что касается старших классов, там, мне кажется, вообще просто запредельная какая-то возгонка ненависти. И меня, конечно, это просто удивило. Я сроду не слышала гимн, не слышала гимн Украины, не обращала на это внимания. Я его послушала, я поняла, что никаких слов там таких нету, там против москалей, до последнего москаля, ничего там, конечно, нету.
Так и в школе, где работала уволенная за аморальное поведение Дуброва, планировалось проведение классных часов по методичкам с такими прописанными репликами учителя.
Украинский режим получает бесплатное летальное смертоносное оружие. Президент и армия России, используя силы профессиональных военнослужащих, уничтожают военный потенциал фашистского государства. Заокеанскими кураторами, перед украинской властью, перед будущими поколениями была поставлена страшная задача – победа над Россией, победа любой ценой. Как говорят, бороться с Россией до последнего украинца.
По словам Дубровой, в итоге после ее разговора со школьной администрацией было решено отказаться от уроков по методичкам с интерпретацией Кремля. В других российских городах уроки с подобным контентом все же прошли. По данным BBC, занятия состоялись в школах минимум 13 российских регионов. Отчеты о проведенной работе на местах опубликованы во ВКонтакте.
Обучающиеся получили информацию о том, почему наш президент и правительство было вынуждено ввести войска на территорию Украины, что это не война, а специальная миротворческая операция.
Профсоюз «Альянс учителей» в случае проведения уроков пропаганды вашим детям рекомендует отправлять жалобы в Федеральное и региональное министерство просвещения.
Folks, there you have it. I saw somebody, I think Medic Trevor said no critical thinking. No. And listen, I'm telling you that's a nice Russian lady there. She was trying to help educate her children, tell them the truth, the 8th graders. She goes, can I call black white and white black? Russia's on Ukrainian territory. Ukraine's not on Russian territory. And of course, she's been blackballed. And you can see the propaganda that is happening, and all the way from class 1, which for us would be the kindergarten, first grade age. Now, talking about the propaganda and fake news, folks, you need to get ready for this one. I've got this one special prepared for you. All right. I've got this translated. This is a news report coming out of Lugansk. I may actually have to play this twice. This is a news report coming out of Lugansk. And this, you have to read the translation at the bottom. So let me set the stage. The Lugansk/Russian military comes into a village where Ukraine has been burning it up and shelling for 3 months and destroying everything. And the Russian army, the Lugansk army, is able to move in and save a family. They discover trip lines and grenades, and the family's been locked in their basement. These people set them free. I want you to look at the uniforms. I want you to look at the helmets. I want you to look at the behavior on the camera. This, my friends, is fake news. But this is exactly what Russia and Russians are seeing every day.
Военнослужащие народной милиции ЛНР продолжают освобождать территорию республики от укронацистов. При этом регулярно выясняются новые и новые факты преступления оккупантов. Так, в пригороде Северодонецка был установлен очередной случай бесчеловечной провокации противника. Отступая, украинские силовики заминировали подвал разрушенного ими же дома, где в это время находилась семья местных жителей, мать и 7 детей, младшему из которых исполнился всего год.
Помогите кто-нибудь. Стоять. Сапера. Растяжка.
Что с детьми?
Подождите, женщина. Уйдите отсюда. Первая готова. Вторая на двери. Ребята, здесь дети! Дорога свободна. Здесь дети!
Бойцы народной милиции ЛНР обезвредили ловушки, сделанные из боеприпасов иностранного производства, и освободили семью. Вот как оценивают местные жители отношение к ним со стороны украинских боевиков.
Убивают. Видите как? Не сожгли, сожгли. Там ничего не осталось.
Нас ненавидят. 3 месяца они здесь были, нас обстреливали. Теперь они нас готовы сжечь.
I'm sorry, but I'm just going to tell you, if you ever want to see fake news, that's it. And I know you're sitting there going, okay, that's a joke. That's off some YouTube. No, ma'am. No, sir. That is legit. And that is what is being sent back. Absolutely fake. Absolutely staged. In fact, I want you to check out.
Военнослужащие народной милиции ЛНР
Let me show you this here. Let me scrub it over. Let's see. Where is he? Where is he at here? Okay, hold it. Hold it. Now, the hero, the guy that was on the front line going in to rescue the children, are those Nikes or Reebok or Adidas? He got his helmet from the Red Army in 1943, and he's wearing, they look like the old Reeboks from the 80s with the green logo. All right, I'm, it's a tough night. I can't help it. I have to have a little bit of relief. Folks, yeah, I love how they had a shiny new pen that was perfect size. Yes, everybody's right, and it's a good way to conclude the program tonight. But folks, I'm telling you right now, I promise you, that's what's being shown, and people believe it. Look at our soldiers rescuing. And that translation was perfect. I had it double checked, triple checked. The Ukrainians are shelling us for 3 months, burning our houses. Yeah. That's why you come here, and I'm trying to share it with you each night. Finally, the last thing. This was from German Foreign Minister Baerbock. And I have a picture of Putin there in the bottom right with a little smirk on his face. Because he's probably sleeping now, but he smirks all day long. Because unfortunately right now, he has the world where he wants it. He's in control. World leaders are squiveling and throwing money at him. He's in charge of the world's food supply right now, literally. Many nations will struggle if it's not solved. And he has the West exactly where he wants. If you don't think so, check your evening news, check your online news, and you see the Ukraine war story going down. I'm not going down because I'm telling you it's going to get worse. And then it'll come back up. But we'll have been here every day. German foreign minister said Western countries have reached a point of exhaustion. The war has no end in sight. Energy and food prices are rising. It is this exhaustion that the Kremlin is banking on. In such a situation, as Baerbock rightly emphasizes, it is especially important to continue helping Ukraine and putting pressure on Russia. So, folks, spot on. Full hour tonight. Thank you for being here. As always, thank you for continuing to give not only your prayers and support, but your finances at Applebee's Meal a Week. We're still rolling, and we'll have some updates for you. We keep everything transparent and open before you guys. Thank you for being here. Be blessed. Who knows what will happen in the next 23 hours? The last 23 were pretty tough. God bless you. God bless Ukraine. Good night.